Welcome to humanity. This is our one.
Whatever it takes, we got to say whatever it takes is what it took.
This is Brock Lesnar, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Yo, hi, this is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to listen to Fight Net Radio.
Lee Harvey Oswald, what's your name? I know how am I supposed to know you?
This is Frank Shamrock. You're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Hi, this is Nia, the Knockout St. John. You're listening to Fight Net Radio, and there's no way I would ever touch Lee.
This is Chuck Jackson.
I am Stephen Bonner, and you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Dan Henderson, you're listening to Fight Net Radio.
Everybody, welcome to Fight Net Radio, where Lee's burning every bridge there is out there. All right.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao. I'll fight anybody on FightNetRadio.com.
Hey, I'm the king of the world! Hold it, you're not that crazy. I'm a bad man! I took up the world!
Hi everybody, welcome to Fight Net Radio. My name's Lee Harnish. Today, Andrew and I are off, as you can tell. We didn't have a show for you on Sunday. It's honestly because not much is going on. I have noticed, based on social media trends, that I'm agreeing more and more with Floyd Mayweather. We'll talk about it this weekend. So, what I have for you, as a sort of bonus little thing, just so you have some kind of boxing fix. Last week, Billy-Joe-Saunders was in a press conference with Frank Warren, and they apparently had opinions on everything, from Canelo to Golovkin to Klitschko and Fury. So, enjoy this little bonus press conference insert. Normally, I probably would have made it the farewell speech of Dan Henderson, but most of you are boxing fans, so I tossed in a boxing show. Maybe if you keep an eye out, maybe I'll put Dan Henderson's final press conference up for everybody to listen to. I appreciate all of you listening. Again, please register on iTunes, iheart Radio. Please rate us. Please register to get more shows. We'll keep putting shows out every week. I try to get them out every Sunday and occasionally on Wednesdays, and I'll make sure to do it even on the days we're off. Like today, I'm off. I'm not really here, but I'm sort of here. But I'm recording it today, and I know that made no sense. So enjoy this press conference. These men are very opinionated, to say the very least. So live from England, Billy-Joe-Saunders and Frank Warren, promoter Frank Warren, with opinions on everything. Enjoy.
Hope you're all well. We're here today to WBO middleweight champion Billy-Joe-Saunders. The boxer is not retired. To discuss his next fight, which will be on the 22nd of October at the Motor Point Arena in Cardiff, where he will be defending his title against the Russian opposition, Artur Akimov, who's based in Brooklyn, New York, but he's a Russian extract. His record is 16-1, 7 KOs. This is Bill's, I believe, it's his first defence and his first fight for 10 months now. Yeah. So he's nearly a year out of the ring. It's been a very frustrating time for him, frustrating time for all of us. But he's back in, and we want to get him moving, get him rolling. Hopefully he looks good and does the business against Akimov, and then we can get down to what we've been trying to do for the last year, I suppose now, in getting him in a significant and big name fight. Having said that, Akimov doesn't come in a rollover. He comes from Al Haymon's stable of fighters, looked after by Lou DiBella. So Bill's got to be top of his game. He's got to get that ring rust out of his system and show the world that he is one of the best in the middleweight division, and he's entitled to be up there fighting the likes of the Golovkins and the Canelos. We know also on the card we've got the British Super Welterweight Championship between Liam Williams and Ahmed Patterson, two undefeated fighters, which should be a very exciting fight. Bradley Skeet defending his British Welterweight title against Shane Singleton of Manchester. Tommy Langford, we found an opponent for him. Sam Sheedy, he's only lost one fight. He's showing he's got bigger balls than Mr. Eubank, and he's fighting Tommy Langford. And then we've got a great undercard standout fight being Tom Stalker against Craig Evans in the which will make the third time these two guys have got it together, and they've been two cracking fights before then. Also on the card will be Paul Butler, Jamie Cox, Liam Woolstock, Anthony Yardy, and many other good young fighters. Anyway, Bill's here. I know you've got questions to ask, so please feel free to do so.
Bill, Frank's frustrating the last 10 months. You haven't defended the belt. What's it been like for you in that period?
First of all, it was the hand injury when I was supposed to fight Bursak, and it's from then onwards it's been very, very frustrating for me. Looking at certain opponents. It's just one of them things. You've got to deal with it, get on with it. I've got a new date now. It's on to bigger and better things. I mean, the two fighters that I want not overlooking him because, he went to the World Championships of Russia, so obviously he got good pedigree there. People look at him and say, oh, he's number 11, but, he's, you watch him, he's well enough to put a sharp fight against me. I've been out the ring for 10 months nearly, so to be honest with you, I personally don't think this is going to be my career best performance. I need to, blow some of the cobwebs off. Hopefully, I know I've got to look good doing it, and look for the big fight in the new year.
Is it particularly frustrating watching the Golovkin fight over the world?
Look, they're their own team, their own management, but to be fair, I don't think that does him any justice. His name any justice fighting a welterweight. Kell Brook's a good fighter. He's a world-class fighter, but he's not a middleweight. And I see stuff in that fight that I know I can capitalise on. I think that Golovkin thinks he's invincible. He's getting very comfortable with people's words and hearsay now. But there's one thing with me: I would never, ever, ever shit myself on Golovkin. He's a very, very good fighter. He's a very good man. He's a good champion. But everybody, in my opinion, and I mean everybody who's boxed, has been beaten before they get in the ring. That's when they've been beat. Because Kell Brook put up a hell of a fight for 5 rounds of his belief. So you get someone in there mentally headstrong, and I know I wouldn't bother taking the fight. It could cause him a lot of problems.
Must be good to hear when he says he's not interested in being number 1 heavyweight, but all he wants is all 4 belts.
Well, look, he said all of the belts. He keeps saying it, but Frank's there. I wanted the fight in December. I told him, I said I don't mind going to America or in England. I would love for him to come back over, and I'll give him a chance. No problem. That's what I wanted in December. But he's got Jacobs. I should imagine now. What do you think?
I think it's Jacobs.
And but like I say, there's him in Canelo. The first one, like I say, with Frank. As soon as he rings me and tells me, we know where we'd like to go to America. That's where you make your name. So if Canelo wants to, I don't mind going there either. But it's definitely one of the two in the new year. My next big fight, I want one of them.
What's more likely, Frank, out of Canelo and Golovkin?
Well, I think it's based on a couple of factors who the fight would be against. I mean, obviously Bill's WBO champion, so it's very, and he's got a very important belt. Canelo, they've got it in their head, the two of them, that they're going to fight in September next year. That's when they've got penciled in that they'll be fighting each other. Bill's got the piece of the jigsaw that puts the 4 belts on the line, but they've got to beat Bill. One of them's got to beat Bill, and I personally, I have no trouble with either of the fights. I really don't. Bill said the last fight he received with Golovkin, against Brook. I thought for me, Golovkin's I think he's a phenomenal fighter. He can box you or he'll stand in front of you. And I think that first shot he caught in the first round, he caught Kell Brook with. I think he then made a decision to stand and trade with him, and he took Brook's best punches, and then Kell knew he couldn't hurt him, and I think then we all see what happened then. Regarding Canelo, Canelo's last fight against one of our guys, Liam Smith. I think Liam went into that fight and he was a big underdog in the fight, and he went into without any sparring for the month leading up to it, and he actually took the fight a couple of times to Canelo. And I just look at what Bill's style is compared with Liam fights. The fact that Bill is a natural middleweight as far as when you compare him and Kell Brook. Well, we tried to make the Kell Brook fight, didn't we? And one of the reasons Kell Brook wound up in with Golovkin is because we had made a big offer to Kell for him to fight with. And I just think that when you look at the styles, I think that you'll get in either of them. I know that Bill, who's never been on the floor, I think as an amateur or as a pro, can box. He's got a good engine, he's got a good jab, he's got a great boxing brain. I think he's capable of doing, dare say the name, doing what Tyson Fury did against Klitschko. No one gave him an earthly, but Tyson Fury's got a great boxing brain, as has Bill. Bill's got better discipline than Tyson.
Was brought up in the same caravans.
So either of those fights, whatever the best deal is on the table for Bill, that's the direction we're going.
I will be. Well, I've been out in Spain for the last. Going back 3 weeks ago. I was out there for 6 weeks. I came back. I've done 3 weeks here. I should finish the last 3 weeks back off here. But hopefully, be looking for another date shortly out of this one, and a week out of this fight, I'll probably be back out to my bar. I think that because I know I'm in this sort of fight now, in the talks of the 2 big names, people's only seen me when I've had 10 months layoff and 5 months out the ring and 4 months out the ring, and I've never had a consistent run. And I think with this now, with this plan I've got set ahead, I think this will give me the best chance possible to own all the titles, whether it's Golovkin or it's Canelo. But I think I need that consistency now, not only in fights but in my training. From now, my goal is not overlooking anybody. My goal is Golovkin, hopefully in February, March.
Frank, when you be sort of Golovkin, you said before you've been speaking with some Golovkin, where does that all stand at the moment?
Well, it's a little bit of an impasse at the moment with that, because obviously you've got to get this fight out of the way and they've got to sort out their situation. But when it's, Bill wants these fights, I want to deliver them for him. But everyone's got to be acutely aware that he's not even defended the title yet. He won a title and not defended it. Fights have fallen through for various reasons, nothing to do with Bill. All fell out of bed because of, in fact, one of the reasons was the Eubanks. But the bottom line of it is he's stepping up to the plate very quickly. He's going to have this fight, and then he's in that mix, and then he'll be fighting one of those. So what would make more sense to me would be fight Canelo, beat Canelo, and then fight Golovkin. That's how I would, in an ideal world. But we don't live in an ideal world. We live in a boxing world. So it's whatever we get over the line out of the 2 fights.
So Frank, is it likely he'll have this fight on the 22nd and then fight again before looking to one of Canelo?
Well, there's no way he can sit on his backside. I mean, and I don't want to overlook this fight. I mean, it's like the best laid plans and everything. I don't want everybody to think that Akamov's just going to show up on a night and that's it. Bill's got to stay focused on that. Provided he comes through that fight, he comes through it well, he doesn't sustain any hand injuries, which he suffered with in the past, nothing goes wrong, then we'll look at it. But if, for example, if it was Canelo, and Canelo, as we know, is injured and he's not going to be probably fighting until April, May next year, there's no way Bill's going to be sitting on his backside until April or May. He needs fights. He needs to keep match fit. And he has, he's to be his own worst enemy sometimes. He knows he blows up in between fights, he puts the weight on. Well, he can't afford to do that now. He's got to be like Golovkin. He's got to think like Golovkin, because Golovkin, I don't think he's ever 10 pounds or a stone overweight. And he makes it easy for himself rather than make it hard for himself. And that's what Bill's got to do now. And I'm sure he knows that better than I do. So keep him busy, get the fights, make them happen, but keep him match fit.
But is there another scenario where you actually just wait for this to play out and just hold on to the WBO for several more defences on wide hurry?
Well, that's the option. I can always do that. I can fight. I could beat 1 to 15 straight after one another, every single one of them down there. So I can do that.